All right, friends, we're back out here. It's been like a month, but we are going to give it a try. I still think it's a little bit wet, but if a guy could run over it and slice her open a little bit, that definitely would help. So we're gonna get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, Ross the Oliver Man, I got this thing fueled up, and now we're gonna, boys, I don't know. I mean, it's still wet, but we're gonna try it anyway. Sure. The fun part is we're gonna get to jump right back out and close these gates, because that's how life is. Hope we don't get stuck just backing up. Alright. I'm gonna leave my truck in here, even though the bovines will probably come up here and bin it, but they're not anywhere to be seen right now, so I'm gonna risk it. If they come up here and start messing with it, I guess I'll move it. We need to do some gate work here. I discovered several things. An insulator broke here, so that ain't no good. Fence has been rubbing up against stuff. Also, this handle's broke. So we're on borrowed time with that. Being able to take it loose without getting shocked. I know we're going to regret our life choices here, but that's okay. Yeah. Pretty tacky, but it might work. The problem is going to be here, down in this valley. Probably not going to like that too much. Come on, Whitey. Nope. since we were here last. That's a pretty big tree that's fallen. Last time it was just a limb. This time it's the whole thing. Well, boy, there's one up there like crossways on it. Ah, jeez. All right, I probably didn't get you a lot of footage. I've been doing like 50 things at once. But I did work up this entire thing as much as I could. Because if you can open it up, it will dry. So I'm hoping that tomorrow I can maybe get some corn planted. And then I'm hoping that the next days, if the weather holds true, that we can start planting soybeans in here. We won't be able to do this corner because you probably can't see it very good. Maybe you can up here, but I couldn't even have the tool down for a second. I just barely got out of there driving with the tracks. So obviously that's not unusual. That's the way it is pretty well every year. But it's sad that just a month ago I was able to get all the way up here, and now we've had so much rain that I can't. But I am hopeful that maybe we might have some success. I don't know. This worked pretty good. At least the place I was going to plant corn worked pretty good. It'll be over there by the other road. But the corner is kind of wet, but we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So my plan is fertilizer spreading in the morning, and I might actually take that disc over it one more time and then switch to the Landau, because I don't know, it's just not quite what it should be yet, but we're gonna work on it and see what we can accomplish. Buddy the dog, you've been snoozing under the trailer. It's the next day, if you people haven't figured out yet. And my plan is as such. I'm gonna try to go get a load of fertilizer and spread that on, and then I'm gonna try to work that in, and then I'm gonna try to hopefully plant some corn today, maybe. And if not today, tomorrow morning is my plan. So the wind has been blowing, which is a good thing. And right now the temperature is not very warm. Like it's really nice out here. But I'm hopeful that the wind blowing is going to, you know, make happiness happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, we might actually have success, that the ground has dried a little bit more. But we'll see. It may and it may not have done that thing. So I don't know. All right, we're in line to get some fertilizer. And the co-op got some new fertilizer buggies. So I don't know. We're going to have to learn how that works. They're hydraulic on and off. They just jam like a drive wheel into the tires. But then the gate setting, I don't know. It doesn't really have any numbers on it, so I guess you just guess. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But step one is to get it to load. These have a 50-foot spread pattern, whereas I think the old ones had 40, so, you know, that's something. We'll see what happens. We just gotta wait our turn to get our stuff. There's a tote of scrap pieces off of fertilizer spreaders. Those old ones, they're getting pretty rickety. I mean, that's what they had when I was a kid, those Wilmar Super 500 things, you know. And I guess they're pretty well on their last legs. Dad got one last year, and he had all kinds of trouble with it, and it finally self-destructed, and they said I think they brought him one of these and gave him a load of fertilizer, and they had to take the other one back, and they probably pulled it to the scrapyard right away. I don't know. I don't know what happened. The frame broke or something, so I think the whole back end self-destructed, but whatever, not important. Important thing is, hopefully we will be ready to go do something here. The only sad thing about the hydraulic engage is that now you have to use a tractor that has hydraulics to do the spreading. So, you know, no more old tractors doing this. It has to be something else. But I learned last year using that bee to spread fertilizer in the pasture that you really don't want to use a super old tractor to do this, because the drawbar is not really made for the amount of downforce that a full load of fertilizer has. So anyway, just rambling, but hopefully it'll be our turn soon. Holy canoots and friends, this road is washed out because of all that rain we had. And you can see some farmers have brought skid loaders and stuff to shove the rock out of the field back onto the road, but the county has not yet made it here with their grading, and this just practically is not a road. I mean, I was going slow through that section and it about beat me to death. I mean, that there is probably still pretty wet. There's water standing in part of it, so they haven't scraped that off yet. But I mean, look at all that gravel was on the road, and now it's not. So, but anyway, we got to have this road to get through here, so we're gonna take it, even if we can only go like 2 miles an hour through it in places. I mean, the water was out pretty deep, friends, and it was out twice. It went down and everybody thought, good, that's over with, and then it came out again. And that one time it was pretty deep, so it's moved stuff. You can see over there all their piles of trash and stuff that they've scraped. It's just a mess when the water comes out. If we would have had one of those old spreaders, it probably would break in two going through this. Look at all the gravel. All of that should be right here where I'm driving, and it's not. Pretty nasty road. Oh, friends, hooking up this spreader has been unnecessarily difficult. So the thing's got like a CV joint on it, and so that weighs like 50 pounds, so you're trying to get that lined up. It's at kind of a steep angle, but since it's got that joint, I guess we're good to go. The tractor though, friends, I thought, hey, why not use this? And it has been fighting me at every turn. So first it didn't want to stay running. Then I figured out the distributor was full of water, even though it didn't look like it. When you would crank it over, I guess it would sling water and short it out. But I didn't figure that out until I took the sediment bowl off, because the sediment bowl gasket melted like it looked like candle wax dripping. And now, of course, that I've got a new one, it doesn't want to play ball with me. It wants to, you know how this works. Like the most difficult possible. That's what it's wanting to do to me. I wedged an old gasket in there thinking I could get up here, but it runs a continuous stream, so we ain't doing that. The screen will probably fall out if I screw around too long. Get in there. Alright, now stand a minute. I'm gonna get some more gas and put in it. I don't want to run out and have to walk back. Also, a bird tried to build a nest in there somewhere because pieces went to flying out. And this bird must have been like a freak, because he picked like the sharpest, most uncomfortable stuff to make his nest out of. And so I don't know about that. I just hope that that's... The front frame's still all clean. That's good. He built his nest, I think, in the valley of the shadow of the fan. No, of the... What do you call it? Fan shroud. That thing. And when I started it up, straw pieces blew out. But that distributor blows my mind, because there's really no way that water could get in there. But it was, I think, plumb full, because I took an air gun finally to blow it out of there, and I got it blown out, and now it runs perfect. So figure that one out, friends. I'm gonna put gas in this, and then we're gonna give it a go and see what happens. All right, no drips, no nothing. Let's... Come on, baby. I think our carburetor is due for a cleaning. That thing's never been touched for like 30 years. I want to see how that works. Okay, so that should be straightforward. No, dummy, I shut the fuel off, I guess, or didn't do it all the way or something, or we're just gonna have problems today. Behave! Spent enough money on that thing, it ought to run. I want to see this go. Nice and smooth. Stainless steel. For the best here. Is that belt loose? A little bit loose. I tell you, I can't look the other way on that. That belt needs to be tightened just a little bit. We haven't really done anything with this since we put it back together, so. All right, well, I'm gonna hunt up some tools here, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to go to the field. All right. See if we can make this happen now. Turn around first. struggle just to get there. Chain came. Sure, I guess I've been dragging that. Don't tell anyone, you know. It's empty. That spreader works pretty good. I like that they welded in a little watch-a-me here so you could actually see through there and know that you're, you know, empty. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I guess it'll work till this goes flat, you know. But it didn't work great. I mean, they got that figured out. So I think what I'm gonna do, despite the diesel fuel being $5 and making unnecessary passes, I think I'm gonna take this over it one more time and try to get some of the wet areas, and then I might try to hit some of these now that the wind's been blowing, and see if I can't get this dried out enough to go. So that's what I'm thinking. Should probably check the oil. That's a good American thing to do. It hasn't lost any since yesterday, so that's good. So I don't expect you to be around much longer, but I'm gonna try to hit this ditch and then go over there and get that wet corner, and then we'll switch to the finishing tool. The disc could almost be a finishing tool, but when it starts getting it so fine, what'll happen is it wants to push. I don't know why, but it does. What I mean is it'll grab a bunch of dirt, and then one of the gangs will stop and it'll just push a pile. So you don't really want that. But I'll bring you back later when something interesting happens. You've seen this, so there's nothing else to say. I think I'm gonna go crossways in this ditch. Try to cut it open. All right, 9650 style. White 226 field cultivator. We never fixed it, but hey, it worked last year. Why wouldn't it work this year, cobbled up? When we get a break, we'll work on it again. Or alternatively, we'll switch to the Landau, and that'll be fine. The thing I like about this is I can go faster with it and cover more territory when you don't have to do a ton of, I don't know, aggressive leveling. This field cultivator works just dandy. So, we're gonna ride this pony into the ground, you know. If it chucks another reel or something, then we'll have to give it some attention. But for now, we're gonna roll with it. Well, the sun's setting. I worked for 2 hours to get that 1755 started. I don't know why it didn't want to start, but I finally got it. Let's see if this will start today. Probably not, because I want it to. It's sitting right in the way, so yeah. That's about right. That is about right today, friends. The jump pack is on here if it's got any juice left in it. I'm over it. .2. I do have that on, don't I? Oh no, it doesn't work that way. Okay. I just had to start Freddy a while ago, so. All right, friends. I hope you can see. It looks kind of foggy on there. Whatever. I don't know. I'm hoping to plant some corn here in a little bit. I'm putting seed plates on. Try to do that just before you go so that they don't, you know, smush your brushes any more than necessary. Basically, we should be good to go. The only thing I want to do is, that's Buddy the dog. I want to change my rate setting a little bit. Last year I felt like it was too thick, and that played out in the way that it came up. The yield I was not happy with, and I can't blame it all on the planter, but anytime you use a different one, you don't know what's going to happen. And I think maybe I want to dial it back a little bit. I don't even remember what I got it set at now. I got to look, and then we'll move accordingly and make it happen. I got a book, an extra book in one of the boxes here, one of the little boxes, and we'll figure it out. And that's the handy thing about having these little boxes, even though we don't use them anymore for anything. They're great for storage. They keep all your parts handy where you need them. Also, yeah, if you're not remembering, last year I had these plates on here backwards. I took them off the other day. So that's why they're in the box and not on there. I had them on backwards, and that worked really well, keeping critters out and stuff. But I hooked it all up so I could make sure that the air was working and there wasn't any obstruction. So then when I did that, I just put them in the box till today, right before we go. Otherwise, everything else should be good. I think before we put this last one on, we should have probably made sure that this is really the plate we want. I think it is. Hello, expensive corn. This is a different number I have not had before. What happened to my beautiful 1197? No. Well, this is enlist, so that's good enough. That's the chemical trait I use on everything, so you can so if they're enlist, you can use enlist. Liberty, Roundup, it's resistant to all of that. So let's get a few little kernels here. Oh, I think that fits in there good. I'm afraid if you if you did anything else, you'd get doubles. So we're going to say that's good to go. I thought they used to have a... Do they not have that on the bag anymore that tells you what size to do what where? I guess they don't do that anymore. Times are changing. I don't know. I think that's gonna go. Hope so. The only other choice, I don't think I have all of them, do I? What do I have here? Is this that might be the small corn plate? Or maybe that's what I'm using. I don't know. This one's the large corn plate, isn't it? I'd have to look it up in the book. What I'm saying is, I think I have a complete set of one, but I don't know that I have a complete set of the other one. But we're gonna go with this. We should be good to go there. Just trying to think of anything else I need to do. We're gonna look up in this book and change our transmission speed and then put the corn in, and we should be good to go. All right. Boy, every time I look at you, you look foggy. I don't know what's going on here exactly, but we should be good to go. I don't know what else I'd be forgetting. We might raise it up here in a second, take the stops out, and then plant in the driveway a row just to see it go. Oh, we're gonna have this trouble today. I knew that. For some reason, my brand new batteries decide that they don't want to participate anymore. So we're gonna have to look up the warranty on these, because I'm sure that we put those batteries in last year and they do not want to hold a charge for nothing. And last night I don't know, I went down the rabbit hole of sadness on this because I thought it wouldn't jump. The jump pack wouldn't start it. I couldn't even start it with just jumping to the starter and not touching the batteries. So then I got to messing with cables and a voltmeter, and I thought maybe that one of the cables was bad, and I got to messing with that. Well, then what it was doing was it would show like 9, 10 volts, whatever, so it's a little bit low. You know, it's supposed to be 12 volts. But when you would have it hooked up to the starter without doing anything, just having it hooked up, it would drop to 0.2. And I couldn't figure out what the deal was. If you just took the cable off, you'd go back up to 10 or whatever. So I thought, well, maybe the starter's bad. So I swapped the starter with another one. And then I got it to crank slow, but nothing happened. And so then finally, I put jumper cables on it and the jump pack, and I got it to fire up, and that's that. So I don't know what the deal, I guess those batteries are so weak But like I said, I'm pretty sure we put them in last year and they're brand new, so. I had it running for a long time last night, and it will start back up again easy right away. So it's just a matter of, I guess after it sits overnight they go dead. But I guess that one says 2 of 23, so I'll have to look up and see when we bought them. That doesn't necessarily mean that's when we bought them. That might just mean that's when they had them on the shelf. Maybe, come on. Maybe. Bet you didn't know that's where you were supposed to store those, did you? Buddy the dog. You just gonna lay all around all day in the shade? You're gonna have to move though, because we're fixing to come through there. I'm trying to remember, when the plates are full, it drops, I think. It doesn't raise it, right? Or am I backwards on that? Let's start there and we'll tweak. When the plates get full of corn, it changes your air pressure. Went up a little bit. It's probably hard to see, but you can see all the seeds in the little seed disc. Planting, pretty good accuracy, a couple double drops. It'll do better when it's not on rocks, because the rocks like to bounce things, and then what happens is your seeds fall out of the disc. So we could probably tone her down a little bit. We'll check it again when we get to the field. This is our first year with 2 markers. Sure. Sure. guess using markers was a short-lived experiment. My rickety hoses, which I should have replaced, just blew. So that's the end of that marker business. I remember talking about ordering those, and then I didn't. Why didn't I? I don't know. I replaced them all the way up till here. But I really don't feel like getting into that today, so I'm just gonna plant. What I'll do is you just kind of pick a spot on your tractor that you can aim down the previous row and just kind of watch, and it'll get you close. It's working, so that's all we care about. We'll have some stuff to repair, so that's fun. All right, I'm planting the end rows, and it occurs to me I better check and make sure that I don't run out. And on these, when I say run out, it's not that there's not enough. If it gets too low, it'll start popping in there like popcorn. I already added a bag a while ago to all of them. Now I'm just checking if I need to top off. I still have I got about a half a bag of last year's in there. I could throw in some of these that are that should more than plant it, but whatever, you know. I don't want to run out and have one row where it looks like, you know, I've got enough troubles in life without a stupid mistake like that. Used up a little bit of last year's stuff, and that'll make sure we don't run out. So typically corn is still good the next year. It'll come up, germinate. Soybeans, not so much. You usually lose a little. Then you need to, if you're gonna use old soybean seed, you need to set it a little bit thicker. But we should be good. We'll finish out these in rows, and then we will call it a day with corn. Well, that took care of the corn. So I'll try to cobble this all together into some kind of video for you of a bunch of different days of stuff. Hopefully tomorrow then I can get soybeans planted here, and then it's gonna rain again, and then I can move to the next place and be ready to go. So anyway, as always, friends, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment, and that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.